Good afternoon and welcome Karim Khoja from the Telecom Development Authority of Afghanistan
Thank you.
and former Lieutenant General Sudesh Sharma. I hope you guys are having a good time at the Arab Meet here.
I'm loving it. It's always good fun to be in Telecom. Horasis meet, and Karim is first time, but he seems to be enjoying it too.
No, it's like excellent meeting, great people to meet from different parts of the Arab world.
Absolutely, and this is this is your
First visit.
and I'm sure it's not going to be the last. There's going to be much more.
As we say in this part of the world, inshallah.
Very not, inshallah. Very quick, I thought this was a little subject around which both of you gentlemen have a lot to say. We talked about growth, we talked about various geopolitical reasons and regions and how we can grow forward. The point is, my question is, how do you leverage local human capital as a catalyst for growth?
Yes.
And I think if I could just pick on your brains and some of your thoughts in that process, please.
Sure. I think one of the key things is that wherever you're looking at growth, you need human capital, and it's the most important ingredient in the mix. You can find money, you can find opportunities, but to execute, you need the human capital. In a country like Afghanistan, when I went 10 years ago, I remember my chief technical officer pulling his hair out. He was a tall French guy, and he had little hair anyway, so, and he came to me and said, Karim, we're changing the way we're choosing our engineers. And I said, why is that, Eric? And he said, if they can speak English and open up a computer, we're going to call them engineers. And true to form, 10 years later, those 16 Afghans that we chose today run the whole of our network, which is 6.5 million customers in 34 provinces, 365 days a year. How do we do that? You have to bring the catalyst. You have to bring them know-how or take them to the know-how. So we spend an average of $1,500 per person, even on a khala, a cleaner, to teach her English or to allow her to extend herself so that in her capacity to get better. What we've also done is we've brought world-class people to Afghanistan. It may sound corny, how do you get people to come to Afghanistan? We've created an intern program at some of the top universities in the United States, Harvard, Stanford, Cornell, and
You
NYU.
brought people from
So
there.
what we do is we go to the MBA classes and they teach a case study on Roshana, the company I run. And through that case study, we show them how through social corporate responsibility and through really bringing them to Afghanistan and giving them 23-year-olds a real P&L project that they can then teach a colleague of theirs who happens to be Afghan and show them practically those skills so that they can take that and then run with it. And by doing that and creating real transfer of knowledge, we've seen some young Afghans who are 24 years old really blossom. And today we are about to launch telephone companies in Africa. And we're actually going to take our Afghan staff and transpose them into Africa to actually run those networks. So we've been very successful. We have a 400 call seat call center. And we could rival India because we answer calls in 5 different languages.
Wow.
So I hope that quick example is giving you an idea of what we've done.
think, Karim, that's a very compelling story. Actually, to have done this in Afghanistan and then take people from there to another part of the world is a very, very compelling story.
And then just to benchmark globally, we applied for awards, or we've been nominated for awards, so we won the Best Call Center of the Year award amongst the GSMA, from the GSMA Association, which is the association for telephone companies. We've just won Corporate Philanthropy Awards from Ethical Corporation. We've just been the first company in Afghanistan to be ISO certified for a technology department. So it's not like we compete only in an Afghan context. We do this in a global benchmark in a global context.
But the interesting thing which I picked up from you was that I've got this. Not only does they talked about leveraging human talent, but leveraging it locally. And I mean, one can always get talent, like lots of talents coming from India to the lots of countries there, but that doesn't really qualify for growth at point of time. You run out of that. Unless you're able to pick up the local talent and then build the skills like they have done, you're really not doing the real growth story. So that is the interesting part of it. Employ locally, regardless of it, have the confidence in them, build on them, whatever it is, and then leverage their strengths. Is that right?
So let me give you an example. We're in 33 countries as the Al-Khan Fund for Economic Development. If you take the 33 countries, we have 90 project companies. We employ 30,000 people. Out of the 30,000 people, there are only 100 expats.
Wow.
Oh.
Just to give you an idea.
So truly, I mean,